The name of the chapter is Nutrition in Plants. So first of all, we should know what is nutrition. The process of taking food and its utilization by the body is called nutrition. Nutrition is mainly of two types. Living organisms show mainly two types of nutrition. That is autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. Autotrophic nutrition, auto means self and trophos means nourishment. So the organisms who are able to synthesize their food, they are self-dependent for their food. They are autotrophs, and that mode of nutrition is called autotrophic nutrition. It is found mainly in green plants. In heterotrophic nutrition, hetero means others and trophos means nourishment, means the organisms which are dependent on other organisms for their food. Generally, they depend on green plants directly or indirectly. They are called heterotrophic nutrition. That they are called heterotrophs, and that mode of nutrition is called heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Green plants prepare their food by the process of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is called photosynthesis, that is because photo means light, synthesis means to combine. This process takes place in the presence of sunlight. The site of photosynthesis is leaf. In plants, leaf is also called kitchen of the plant. Leaf have chlorophyll in it. Chlorophyll is a green pigment that gives green color to the leaves, and it helps in trapping the solar energy during the process of photosynthesis. Leaves have stomata. That stomata help in exchange of gases, transpiration. So these are the role of leaf. The chlorophyll present in leaves, that is found in the cells. In the cells there is a cell organelle that is called chloroplast. Chloroplasts are many in number in plant cells. Whatever cells are found in the leaves, generally chloroplasts are many in number. These chloroplasts have chlorophyll, that is the green pigment which gives green color. This chloroplast is also called the kitchen of the cell. If it is asked the kitchen of the cell, then the answer will be chloroplast, and if it is asked the kitchen of the plant, then the answer will be leaf. During the process of photosynthesis, plants get energy from the sun, that is called solar energy. Sunlight fall on the leaf of the plants, and solar energy is trapped by chlorophyll that is present in the leaves. Carbon dioxide is taken from the atmosphere through the stomata, and oxygen is also released after the reaction through the stomata into the atmosphere, and water and minerals are taken from the soil through the roots, and that goes upward into the plant. It goes up to the leaves. In the leaves, whatever midrib veins are there, in that also vascular tissues are there, that is called xylem. So xylem vessels are present in the stem and in the leaves also, in the veins, that is midrib are veins that carry water and minerals from the soil through the root, through the stem to the leaves, and it becomes available for the process of photosynthesis. Plants use this water and carbon dioxide for making food in the presence of sunlight with the help of chlorophyll. If we see the reaction of the process of photosynthesis, in this process carbon dioxide and water combine, dig together in the presence of sunlight, and with the help of chlorophyll the food is prepared, that is carbohydrate, and oxygen is released into the atmosphere. This oxygen is utilized by other organisms for the respiration. Actually, photosynthesis takes place during the day, and respiration takes place both in the night and the day also. So during respiration, plants also release carbon dioxide, but that carbon dioxide is not sufficient for the process of photosynthesis. So whatever carbon dioxide is released by animals and during burning, that also carbon dioxide is used by plants in the process of photosynthesis. In this process, 6 molecules of carbon dioxide and 6 molecules of water react together in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. 1 molecule of glucose is prepared and 6 molecules of oxygen is released into the atmosphere. Whatever food is prepared by the plants, that is in the form of glucose, that carbohydrate is in the form of glucose, that is the simplest form of the carbohydrate, later that converted into starch and stored in the various parts of the plants, and that the different plants store their food in different part of the plant. Some plants store their food in the stem, some store in the roots, some store in the leaves. The different parts, different plants store their food in the different part of the plant, and that part is used by human beings and animals also for their food, and they get carbohydrate from the plants in the form of starch. Not only photosynthesis take place in the plants which have green leaves only. Some plants have different color of leaves. Some ornamental plants you may have planted for decoration at your home. They may have different color of leaves. Some may have orange color, some may have different colors. That leaves also have chlorophyll, and in that also photosynthesis take place. In that type of leaves, the coloring pigments of other color are more in quantity, and that masks the green color. So the leaf does not look green color, but photosynthesis take place because of presence of chlorophyll. So whatever plants have different color of leaf, in that also photosynthesis take place. In the cacti, in which the leaves are reduced to the spine, the leaves are reduced in the form of spine, and stem are succulent, they are juicy, that have chlorophyll in that, and photosynthesis take place in the stem because stem have chlorophyll. So process of photosynthesis take place in their stem. Now plants not only prepare carbohydrate, they also synthesize other nutrients also: carbohydrate, fat, proteins, vitamins. As carbohydrate is made up of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, fat is made up of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, protein is made up of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen. About these food components you may have studied in class 6, as protein help in growth, carbohydrate, fats are energy giving food, vitamins and minerals protect from diseases. So as I say that plants synthesize protein also. For the synthesis of protein, nitrogen is required. That nitrogen is taken by the plants through the roots. They cannot take the nitrogen present in the atmosphere, although in the atmosphere approximately 78% of nitrogen is there, 21% oxygen, 0.03% carbon dioxide. So nitrogen is present in the atmosphere in huge quantity, but that nitrogen cannot be taken by the plants. They take nitrogen only when it is available in the water soluble form through the roots with the water. When nitrogen is soluble in water, then only plants can take. The atmospheric nitrogen is converted into water soluble form by some bacteria, that is nitrogen fixing bacteria, and some natural phenomena like lightning, etc., and that it is dissolved in the water present in the soil, and in dissolved form plants take through their roots, and that rise into the plants, and plants synthesize protein. And can we imagine the life on the earth without photosynthesis, without the process of photosynthesis by which plants prepare their food? we will see that all the living organisms are depend on the food prepared by the plants by the process of photosynthesis, directly or indirectly. As whatever food is prepared by the plants during the process, solar energy is trapped using carbon dioxide and water energy is, food is prepared, that is taken by the herbivores. Herbivores get their food from the plant directly. Herbivores are eaten by the carnivores, means food transferred into the carnivores from herbivores, and from carnivores that may be eaten by the omnivores. Omnivores get their food from the herbivores also. They get from the food from the directly plants also. So they are omnivores, they get food from the herbivores, plants, carnivores, etc. So food is transferred in the omnivores, and at last all the organisms, either they are omnivores, carnivores or herbivores or plants, they all die. When they die, then they are decomposed by decomposers, and the substances whatever present in their body, that is transferred to the soil again, and that becomes available for the plants. So this is how it is clear that without photosynthesis life cannot survive on the earth. It is not possible that the life can survive on the earth without the process of photosynthesis, because all the organisms directly or indirectly depend on food prepared by the plants. So this much in this today. Remaining about heterotrophic nutrition we will study in next video.